I'm Miss Jones.
I'm Miss Johnson.
And today we'll be talking about evaporation.
Oh, we had Miss Reynolds.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Alright, so the other day, I came home from school. I was getting ready to walk into my front door. I walked in and I immediately knew that my mom was making lasagna. Didn't even have to see it. The kitchen was the whole other side of the room, other side of the house, I mean. I'm in the front door. I knew it was going to be lasagna. Knew it. Didn't even see it. No one told me. I knew it was going to be lasagna. I could smell it. How do you think I knew that? How do you think I knew it was going to be lasagna? Yes.
You've smelled it before?
I smelled it
You were
before.
familiar with it?
Yes. Any other ideas? Yes.
The smell moved through the house.
Moved through the house.
Okay, why do you think it moved through the house? What can you use from your background? What do you know about how smells move through the house? How did it go? Did it just walk through the house? Did it run through the house? How does it travel through the
There's
house?
invisible air lines.
Invisible
that
air
has the
lines?
scent following, yes.
Okay. All right, keep that in the back of your head. I like that.
Okay, I want to call time out. Why did Emily probe Katie's response? Katie, can you say your response again?
I said, there's invisible air lines.
No, before that, you said
The
move through the house or
yeah,
something.
the smell moves through the house.
Now, why did Emily want to take a moment and probe her thinking? You can tell us. Why did you want to probe her thinking after that response?
Well, I mean, she said that it moved through the house, so that's a little vague, and I kind of wanted her to expand on it, and I wanted her to tell me like how it travels through the house. Like, I mean, it doesn't just get up and walk around. Like, how I wanted her to tell me how she thinks it travels.
And why is that, though?
Because I experiment.
Well, and you want to determine if it's a misconception or if it's, actual good theory behind it.
Yeah, that's what their whole lesson is about, is how smell travels. That's what their experiment's about. And pray. You want to know if that's a misconception. So thinking about in your teacher brain the ideas that are most meaningful for you to follow up and probe, and those that aren't really that meaningful for you to probe. Good.
All right, does anyone have any other ideas about how the smell?
Why don't you guys take a minute and talk in your groups, but before we do that, we need to talk about how we're going to get attention back up to us, okay? So what I want you guys to do is whenever I want your attention back, I'm going to clap like this. And I want you guys to do it back to me, okay? So let's practice. All right, and then when that happens, I want everybody silent. All eyes up to the board, and we're putting our thinking caps on, and we're getting ready to discuss something, okay? So I want you guys to go ahead and take a minute in your teams, talk about how you believe that when you walk in that door, you open that door, you automatically smell what your mama's cooking. And how is it that you know exactly in that second what it is that you're going to have for dinner? All right, go ahead and take a minute to discuss.
That's actually a really good point.
Talk about if you go into a restaurant. You smell the smell that you guys say when you go to a restaurant. So if dad cooks or mother cooks or whatever, talk about that stuff.
I mean, my heart smells the food.
Okay.
How do you think? Where do you think the smell comes from?
Smell comes
Keep that in the back of your mind. We're going to talk about that later, okay?
Let's talk about that. What do you guys think?
Just tiny little pieces of food up
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would see them all.
Okay.
All
right. All right, thank you guys. All right, let's hear what somebody has to say. Raise your hands. Who wants to explain what they think?
Can I get somebody from this table to tell me what you guys came up with?
I said that the smell comes off of the food and it like takes over the air in the house.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys heard about that or not. She said that she thinks that it comes off the food and it travels just through the air all the way to where you're standing at in the house. So that's a good idea. So from that, we're actually going to move on to the investigation question. Do you guys have any good ideas on what we can use as an investigation question? Anyone?
I think you should just state it.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. We're going to use how does odor move from the source to your nose?
Alright, and so since we have that investigation question, we're going to move on into the prediction phase. By raise a hand, who wants to tell me what it means to make a prediction? Somebody from this table?
Make prediction. Educated guess.
Okay.
What's gonna happen?
Okay. And when you're making that guess, what are you using to help make that guess? Good, good. What you already know. So we're using things that we've seen before to make a guess about what we think is going to happen in our investigation. So we're investigating how that odor moves from the source to your nose. So now what I want you guys to do is I want you to take a minute in your teams and go ahead and write down a prediction. So we've got this form here that says, I think the odor gets to my nose, and then I want you to write how you think it gets to your nose because I saw. What did you see? What have you seen before that helps you? Okay. What have you smelled before that helps you support what it is that you think? So I want you to take a minute and write that down.
You can discuss in your teams if you need to.
All right, Morgan, what are you writing down here?
I wrote that. I think the odor gets to my nose by moving off the food, and I said because I smelled the whole house smelling like
All right, tell me what you got.
Okay. So you're talking about how even after you've already eaten dinner,
and like after you make bacon.
Good, good. I like what you're thinking. Good job.
That's perfect.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I said. It's just
All right. Does everybody have something written down? Everybody? All right. Does
I
anyone
don't have anything.
You don't have anything? Do we need to take a couple more minutes to write something down?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take another minute to write things down.
We'll keep going next round.
Yeah. All right, so while she's writing things down, can anybody else from one of the tables, can you share a prediction that you made? All right, someone from this table, can I get a prediction?
I said that I think that the odor gets to my nose by moving off of the food because I saw that when I came home, everything in the house smelled like
Okay.
Do you guys know what she said? Raise your hand if you know what she said. Raise your hand. Yes.
What is it? I think the odor gets to my nose because it comes off the food because I smelled lasagna when I got home. Something along those lines, what she said, right? I was repeating what she said, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty close.
I don't want people to go right something.
Do we have any other ideas? Do we have any ideas over here?
I think odor gets to my nose because it travels.
Now remember, I would encourage you actually to not, just to back up. So that everybody else, so that he's speaking to the class.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's hard, that's what we're inclined to stay close. Okay, good.
I think that odor travels to my nose because, I think that odor gets to my nose because it travels through the air on dust and germs because I've seen dust floating around in the air.
Okay, so you think the odor is actually attaching itself to those dust, the little dust bunnies that you find in your house?
Yeah.
All right, and you think that because you've seen dust in the house, so you think it just kind of attaches to it. Okay, so let me ask you a question. So when it attaches to that, don't you think if you find like dust molecule like right here, but I'm all the way over here. How is it that it's on that dust molecule that's in the air? How is it when I'm all the way over there that I can smell it?
It travels from this one.
So it bounces. I want you to keep that in the back of your head, and when we actually go through the experiment, then we'll come back to that, okay? All right, then we're done.
Like 30 seconds.
Okay. Good. Nice job, guys. I would to make this a little less abstract. Do you have ideas? Think about like your hook. How could you make your hook a little more concrete?
I mean, I guess we could bring something in and do it like that. Is that what you're asking? Like how?
That'd be an idea.
Yeah.
So actually have something that they smell.
Yeah.
You do that. What would be any other ideas? Anybody else?
I don't know if this has anything to do with evaporation, but you know, skunk smells go for a really long ways. So you could talk about that too, because that kind of like permeates the whole air.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You know, and
Something-
it's not evaporation, but it could be something that students would bring up, you know, about.
Yeah.
You can
Well,
smell
even so, if
skunk.
you had a story, how would you make that more concrete? Have a picture of a skunk. Have a picture of lasagna. So just things to make so that they don't have to work so hard to imagine what it is you're talking about. Because it's a very verbal. You're telling a story that's just something to make more concrete. I was wondering, they may not really get the source. So you may want to say, what I would probably do is actually on yours, draw a picture of the nose and draw a picture of like the lasagna and have the kids draw a model. Yours is really cool because you're going to have the kids draw a model which shows how they think the smell travels from the source, from the lasagna to their nose. Most kids will draw lines. Is that what the correct answer is? No, it's like particles, right? So I'll talk with you. We'll talk about that. Good. That was nice.
Did you tell him to?
No, he wrote that down himself.
That's my misconception.
That's a really common misconception that kids think germs are in the air and then smells are attached to germs. Yeah.
But I like that because it's kind of I mean that's not how it happens, but the particles come up and travel and it evaporates up on the actual food. So that was cool.
Okay, good job. Let's hear a couple of effective teaching practices that you noticed.
I like how when they ask the question, they like pick a specific group and like, well, you guys from this group, instead of like asking the whole class, like from this table, we'll want you to answer. So it kind of made it a smaller group.
So I did not see the person
Yeah.
answering all the time.
Yeah, that's great.
I like when you repeated the question that someone asked over here so that the whole class could hear it, because I couldn't hear it until you said it.
Good. What else? Anything else? Sarah, what'd your table notice?
I put down about how they helped activate prior knowledge a lot. They talked about, just if you ever noticed something before, things like that. So it really got you thinking about things you might have seen before that could help you with this.
Yeah. Great. Good job, you guys.